Here's the truth. Most guys will never figure out. There's one invisible spot every mature woman desperately wants you to touch before anything physical ever happens. And no, I'm not talking about some secret erogenous zone. I'm talking about something far more powerful, something that lives entirely in her mind. Miss this, and you're just another forgettable face in her past. Master it, and you become the man she can't stop craving. Today, I'm revealing exactly what that spot is and how to touch it in a way that makes her completely yours. Listen carefully. There's a massive difference between a girl and a woman in her prime. A girl wants excitement, flash, the roller coaster ride. But a woman? She's been on every ride at the carnival. She's seen through every act, decoded every player's handbook, and frankly, she's bored of the circus. What she's hunting for now is something most men are completely incapable of providing. Emotional depth wrapped in masculine confidence. You see, by the time a woman reaches true maturity, she's not impressed by your car, your gym selfies, or your carefully rehearsed pickup lines. She can smell rehearsed behavior from across the room. What makes her lean in, what makes her pulse quicken, is a man who operates on a completely different frequency. The spot she wants touched first? Her sense of being truly seen. Not looked at, not admired, seen for who she actually is beneath the armor she wears every single day. Let me paint you a picture. She walks into the room, confident, composed, probably successful. She's wearing the mask she's perfected over years, the professional, the put-together woman who has her life figured out. But here's what she's not showing you. The exhaustion from always being on, the weight of constant decisions, the secret desire to just let go. That desire to let go? That's your gateway. But here's where 99% of men fail catastrophically. They try to bulldoze through that barrier with aggressive energy, impatience, or worse, neediness. They vibrate with anxiety, checking their phone, fidgeting, talking too much, filling every silence with noise. A mature woman reads all of that as one thing, weakness disguised as confidence. The man who wins her? He does the exact opposite. He becomes the stillest, most grounded force in her orbit. He's comfortable in silence. He doesn't rush to fill gaps in conversation. He lets tension build like a slow-burning fire. Before we go further, if you're finding value in this, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now. This channel is dedicated to men who want to level up, and I drop psychology-backed content like this every single week. Don't miss out. Now, let's talk about how you actually execute this in real time. Picture this scenario. You're sitting across from her. Maybe it's a first date, maybe you've known each other for a while. The critical moment is right now, in this conversation, before any physical touch happens. Most guys make immediate mistakes. They compliment her appearance desperately. They lean in too quickly. They ask rapid-fire questions like a job interview. They talk about themselves trying to impress you. You're going to do something completely different. You're going to touch her psychologically before you touch her physically. Here's how. You hold eye contact, not in a creepy staring way, but in a way that communicates you're actually interested in what exists behind her eyes. You notice details nobody else notices. Not her outfit, not her jewelry, but the micro-expressions, the way her energy shifts when certain topics come up, the stories her body language is telling. And then, this is crucial, you verbalize what you observe. You know what I noticed? When you talk about your work, your whole energy changes. You light up. But when you mentioned your family, there was something else there, like you're carrying something heavy. This kind of observation, it hits different, because it proves you're not just another guy trying to get somewhere. You're someone who actually pays attention. Once you've established that psychological connection, the physical escalation becomes almost inevitable. But even here, you have to understand the principle. Anticipation is more powerful than action. When you finally introduce physical touch, it needs to feel like a natural escalation of the energy you've already built, not a desperate lunge. Start where no one else thinks to start. The lightest brush against her forearm during conversation, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear, while maintaining that intense eye contact, letting your hand rest on the small of her back as you guide her through a doorway. Each touch should feel intentional, not accidental. Each one should send a clear signal. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm in no rush. The key? Pull back just when she starts leaning in. That moment when you see her body respond to your touch, that tiny intake of breath, that slight shift toward you, that's when you create space again. You don't pile on more touch. You retreat slightly, forcing her nervous system to crave the next point of contact. This creates what I call the magnetic vacuum. She becomes the one chasing the feeling you just created. Now let's say things progress to a more private setting. This is where most men completely fumble the bag. They think the hard part is over. They rush. They become mechanical. They forget that for a mature woman, the how is infinitely more important than the what. Remember, she's not looking for a performance. She's looking for a connection that makes her feel alive. So here's your blueprint when things escalate. Slow. Everything. Down. Every movement should feel deliberate. When you touch her, linger. When you kiss her, make it deep and slow, like you're memorizing the taste. When you look at her, let your eyes communicate that she's the only thing in your universe right now. Focus on transition zones, the places where skin is most sensitive. The curve where her neck meets her shoulder, the inside of her wrists where you can feel her pulse racing, the small of her back where a firm touch triggers deep primal responses. And here's the game changer. Narrate what you're experiencing. Not in a cheesy way, but in that low, grounded voice. The way you respond when I touch you here. That's everything. This level of verbal acknowledgement combined with physical mastery, that's what creates the unforgettable experiences she'll replay in her mind for weeks. Quick pause. If you're still watching and getting value from this, smash that like button. It helps this content reach more men who need to hear it. And drop a comment below. What's the biggest challenge you face when connecting with mature women? Let's talk about it. Here's where you separate yourself from every other man she's ever been with. What you do after matters just as much as what you did during. Most guys make the fatal mistake of emotionally checking out the moment the physical intensity fades. They roll over, grab their phone, or worse, start planning their exit. A woman's brain is wired differently. The moments immediately after intimacy are when the deepest bonding happens. This is when oxytocin is flooding her system, when she's most emotionally open, when she's deciding if you're just another experience or something more. So what do? You stay present. Keep physical contact. Your arm around her, your hand tracing lazy patterns on her skin. Speak softly, acknowledging specific moments from what just happened. Notice the details. The way you looked at me when I did that thing. I'm never forgetting that. This isn't just pillow talk. This is psychological imprinting. You're ensuring that when she thinks about incredible intimacy, she thinks about you specifically. The mature woman doesn't just want to feel good in the moment. She wants to feel seen, valued, and understood in the aftermath. Here's what most men don't understand. Real seduction isn't about one incredible night. It's about creating a standard she can't find anywhere else. When you master the art of touching her mind first, being fully present in the moment, and honoring the connection afterward, you're not just creating a memory, you're creating an addiction. She'll compare every future interaction to what you gave her, and most men will fall devastatingly short. This is how you become irreplaceable, not through manipulation but through genuine mastery of emotional and physical connection. The question is, are you willing to slow down long enough to actually implement this? Or will you keep rushing through interactions, wondering why they never lead anywhere meaningful? Listen, everything I just shared with you is based on deep psychology and real-world experience. The mature woman isn't some mysterious, impossible puzzle. She's simply operating at a level that requires you to elevate your game. Touch her mind before you touch her body. Be present in a world full of distracted men. Value the connection more than the conquest. Do these things, and you won't just have her attention. You'll have her complete desire. Now, here's what I need from you. First, if this video opened your eyes to something new, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm building a community of men who refuse to settle for mediocrity in their relationships and personal development. Second, smash that like button if you found value here. It tells YouTube to show this to more men who need it. Third, comment below with one word that describes the energy you want to bring to your next interaction with a woman. Just one word. Let's see what you've got. And if you want to dive even deeper into the psychology of attraction, check out the video I'm linking in the description. It's about the dark psychology tactics that create unbreakable attraction, stuff that most men will never learn. Remember, the power is in your hands now. Don't just watch and forget. Take action. Become the man who understands what mature women actually want. I'll see you in the next one.